Hi guys, it's Rick Shiels down here at Quest Golf Academy here at Prairie Sports Village. A winter's day in the middle of summer it is today, but I'm testing some gear. I'm testing some new Benross, the whole range, from irons to drivers to fairways to hybrids. But we're going to start off in this video with the irons. Benross, if you're not aware, are a UK company, quite a small company, and they produce, well, I would say kind of affordable golf clubs. Not super budget, but affordable. They brought out two new iron sets this year, which are called the Benross Compressor HTX, and then they've also brought out the Compressor Type R iron, so a slightly kind of better version iron than the Compressor. Price range very, very low, and it'd be good for a kind of starter set for a lot of players. I'm going to give these a hit and give them a bit of a wallop and see how they perform on GC Quad, and show you the flights and everything else with them first. I'm going to start off with the HTX Compressor. To give you some idea, this is designed for forgiveness. So they have carved a big hollow section at the bottom of the golf club to help with off-centered hits from the toe and the heel. The 7-iron loft on this is 30.5, so it is strong, but it's actually not as strong as the Type R. It's a little bit stronger. So for the 7-iron 30.5, I'll put all the other lofts down here at the bottom as well. My first impression of this golf club, it almost looks perfect. There's just little imperfections, and I think that's where you see the saving of the price of these golf clubs. They actually look really good, and if I was to hold them afar, I'd be like, yeah, you know what, they look smart. But the closer I look to the detailing, that's where we see, as the saying goes, the devil in the detail. It's not as premium. Like the ferrule just doesn't quite look finished correctly. The writing looks a little bit kind of bulky and blotchy, but that is really all I can see. That's, you know, as I look closer, the slight bit of detail is it. When I look down at the golf club, this could be the most expensive club in the world. This could be premium, because that finish looks fantastic. It is a thick top line, and this particular model's got a lot of offset, but it looks like a really, they've put a lot of attention on the face of this golf club as opposed to a bit of a detailing, which I'm not too offended by. I'd rather it look good behind the ball than look good in the bag. I've got this in the KBS shaft, which actually comes as standard, and it comes standard with a Lamp King grip as well. Let's give this a hit. So this is 7-iron, 30.5. This is the forgiving model, what it should be. I've hit that a little bit chunky. I hit too much ground there, but it's come out nice. I've got that flag about 175. That did really incredibly well considering I chunked that. I didn't hit that well at all. Ball flight seemed very good still. It carried at 174 considering. I probably would expect maybe a 7-iron for me in this loft carrying about 178, 180. Didn't give me any spin numbers yet. Spin was low, 4.5, but I didn't hit it well. Let's give it a fairer hit. That doesn't feel bad at all. Actually feels really nice. That's a long hit as well. Kind of what distance-wise I'd expect from this loft of club. And certainly the size of club is huge. The bottom of the golf club is really wide and looking like it gives a lot of forgiveness. Certainly from the toe end. The toe is much wider than the heel section. On the website it says a lot of information about how they've improved the feel at contact. I can't quite remember the feel of contact last time. I don't think it massively struck me as a problem. This does feel nice. It doesn't feel soft. It doesn't feel, you know, it doesn't actually feel that premium. But the guys that are probably going to be looking at buying a set like this, being able to spend extra 4 or 5 times more expensive than this, are you going to see that much difference in feel? Probably not. That still spun quite low. That's the only thing I'm concerned about is the spin rates on these golf clubs. I'm not sure they're going to spin super high. Okay, that's a great example. That was right in the toe. I hit that awful. I can't complain with that. It's getting on the green. For me, just the spin rate is too low. That's spinning at 5,000. I'm looking normally for a 7-iron about 7,000 for me to hold that green. I felt these would be a great club where you land it 10, 15 yards short and almost run it on. If you play that type of golf, brilliant. I like that. The feel, the looks behind the ball is great. Just devil in the detail, not so impressed when I look behind it. The 4-iron and the wedge, I'm going to show it on screen. I'm not going to hit them because I think they're going to be similar. Low spin, easy to hit. Sorry, I've got the pitching wedge. Pitching wedge, for me, the bottom of the golf club's just still a little bit too chunky. But when I look down at it, it looks fantastic. A lot of offset, but does look really good behind the ball. And 5-iron, it continues that chunky sole, which I do like a lot. And again, when I set it down, I can just about make out the back edge of the golf club. So I can just see the back edge of the club, which makes them look tremendously forgiving. I look down at that, I'm like, yeah, you know what? That 5-iron, I feel like I'm going to rock it. So looks-wise on the low and the high clubs, I think they've got the looks pretty good. I don't like the wide sole on the pitching wedge, that's all. Moving into the Benross Compressor Type R. Now this is their Benross's premium model, but it's only, I think for the full set, I think it's about £50 more expensive if that. I don't know the exact price. I don't like to go into prices too much, but they are definitely on the lower scale. And this now they've pumped in more technology. They've got a cup face slot down at the bottom. They've got this, they've actually called it cup face as well, which I do believe another brand uses. They've got this slot down at the bottom. You know, they're using ideas from other brands. I think I'm fair to say that. We've seen those slots in TaylorMades. We've seen the face cup technology in Callaways. They're not daft. They're going to use those terms because those terms work. We've seen them on TaylorMades. We've seen them on Callaways. Those terms and those sayings work, so why would Benross not take those terms as well and put them in this club? This looks like a different finish. It's a slightly more brushed chrome. It's a thinner golf club. It's much more slight on the bottom and on the top line. And again, just when I look right into the devil of the detail, when I look back at the club, it just looks a little bit cheaper when I look at it from the back. But again, I don't think it's going to make a massive factor. This is the 7-iron, so this now is 30 degrees of loft. And typically you don't see that. Typically you see with a better players club, it actually adding loft. But I think they've done it the right way around. The more forgiving model has more loft to help the more forgiving golfer get the ball up in the air easier. Kind of makes sense. Same grip, lambkin grip, same shaft in the KBS. Move that ball. I could be holding the most expensive golf club in the world here right now when I look down at it. I really could. The weighting, the feel, the looks, as in the feel of the golf club. I'll tell you about the feel of contact. Yeah, it's nice. That's gone a long way. That was as good a hit. Is the spin rate any higher? Oh, fractionally. 5,300, marginally higher. Great ball flight though. Can't complain with that hit. They're not a soft feel, they're not a forged head, so they're not going to be super soft. I like the sound of it. It gave it a real good crack. Honestly, when I set that down, that could be the best golf club, most expensive golf club I've ever held. Just when I look there and I'm like, maybe not. But what do you pay for? What are you more looking for? I would rather have this look when I'm looking behind the ball. It's a big left shot. Complete pilot error on that one. Probably a little bit of offset, but complete pilot error. 5,100 spin. I'll kind of discard that one a little bit because that was straight pulled from me. With that face slot that slot on the bottom, when I've tested it in other brands, I don't feel like it makes a great deal of difference. I just think it gives a nice psychological advantage when you're looking down at a club and it's got these slots at the bottom. I feel like it just gives you that extra bit of confidence that go, you know what, we've got you back. We've got a bit of protection there in the bottom of the club. Let's hit a better one than that last one. Oh, that's a terrible golf shot. That's really thin. Just to see what it can do on a bad hit. That was terrible. I'm not going to lie to you. That was a really low, horribly struck golf shot. The spin rate's increased, but that was just more because of the low strike than anything else. But it still carried 174 for the 7-iron. So it's still done well, considering I hit that so poorly. These haven't been lie angled for me, and they do appear a little bit upright, actually. When I'm actually saying up, they probably appear a little bit too upright for me. That's as good as the first one. That is a rocket. I'm not really trying to smash these. Spin rate, still low, 5.5. I'm never going to be able to stop it on a green at that spin rate. Not with a 7-iron for me. I want spin rates up near 6.5, 7,000. I'm hitting Pro V1s. There's no reason why I shouldn't be doing that. I do believe the product, they've got it right, definitely, when I look down at the golf club. I love the top line. I love the finish of this particular model. Prefer the Type R, the kind of all singing, all dancing model, than I do just a normal compressor. I like the brushed finish. Just the back of the golf club lets it down in detail, but it's a lower price point, so you might expect that. But looking down, I have no problems with them at all. A little bit too much offset on the HTX, but that's who it's designed for. The Type R, less offset, a little bit upright, but felt fantastic, and ball flights are great. There's just no spin on these golf clubs. I'm just not getting any backspin. I'm literally hitting it up there, and I'm seeing it fly, and I'm like, okay. And I'm looking down, certainly the monitors, and I know if I took these on the course, I'd just be hitting them in there and really struggle, certainly when the greens get harder, to hold the green, to get it to hold on there. As I look into the 4 and the 5-iron and the pitching wedge in the Type R, much better golf club look-wise. They're not as bulky at the bottom end. They still feature the slot all the way into pitching wedge, which you'll see a lot of brands, they get rid of the slots when they go from 8-iron downwards, but they've kept that the bottom of the golf club, the slot for forgiveness, even on a pitching wedge, or certainly psychological advantage on pitching wedges. I love this brush finish, I do. The detail could be better. They can't look any better behind the ball. They've got it nailed on with that. And the feel and performance is good. You just got to know that they're probably not going to spin as good as some of the premium brands. For me, these golf clubs are perfect, absolutely perfect, for a golfer who maybe plays occasionally. Doesn't play all the time, doesn't play every day. Not that the wear and tear will be bad on them, I can't imagine. Just I think there's better golf clubs out there if it's really super serious golf that you're looking to play. If it's not, if it's really recreational, if you're playing with your friends or your work colleagues or just every now and again, but you don't want to go for a starter set because they're a bit cheap and nasty, I think these are right. They're not super expensive, but they are, you know, you've spent a few £100 on them, which make you feel like you can warrant the price. And I think you will get the performance. Are you going to notice the extra 1,500 spin rate that you could get with other clubs? No. Are you going to notice the detailing where it says Benross and it's not perfect? No. I think you're going to see the performance, and you're actually going to enjoy the golf clubs quite a lot, and you've not spent a fortune on them. I like those, I do. I really like them a lot. I'm going to test the drivers. I'm going to test the hybrids and the 3-woods. Just need more spin on these, whether it's the groove thickness or whatever it is. More spin on these and they could be really good. Guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, click thumbs up, comment below. What do you think of the kind of a cheaper range golf club? Can you see what I'm saying about the detail across the back? Are you in agreement with me there? Or is that just me being a bit of a snob? Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the red button and we'll see you soon. I'm going to test the drivers next. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.